Hey there, this is Marissa with Marisa Moments. What I feel compelled to discuss is the fact that we were born different, right? And I'm talking about, true story, little Marissa, young me, one of my favorite songs was Away in a Manger. I would literally, as a little child, close my eyes, sing it, and sometimes cry because I felt so bad that little baby Jesus didn't have a crib to sleep in, right? That they didn't have housing. And it just hit me and resonated on such a visceral and heavy level that I just felt completely connected to it. How many kids do you know that did that? I used to make, the church wafers out of bread and give it to myself and my dolls in my bed and have play communion, right? Now, I know a lot of us probably did that, but it's still very few and far between. And the reason I'm mentioning those specific moments, and even Spirit just brought into my awareness that I had a little miniature Bible that I used to read all the time. It was very miniature. It really didn't even encompass much, but I felt compelled to always read it. It's a little miniature red Bible. I can see it so clearly. But the reason why Spirit has me mentioning that is because what were the things that were your proverbial quirks or things that you did as a child that not many people did, at least not in your environment, right? Maybe you were looked at oddly because of your habits or the way that you speak or the way that you connected with things on such a deep level. Those are just signs and symptoms of being a hypersensitive being from such a young age. And a lot of times that just gets programmed out of us because you got to have tough skin, right? You got to fight to survive. Now, I'm not saying or really negating that because that is our truth as well. But what Spirit wants us to reflect on is that innocence, how we were when we had those moments of innocence and opportunity to truly tap into who we really were in those moments. And even if it's just kind of very scattered moments, because what I receive is that you're like, well, I had a rough childhood. I had to really kind of change myself in order to survive. But what I see is that there were snippets and there were glimpses of who you truly were, even in between there, that you got beat out of. So tap back into that source of yourself, and that is where your divinity is. It's not the person that you developed into in order to survive.